Hey people, friends, family, how's everybody doing? It's is it Wednesday already? Um, Days kind of run into each other now, which is kind of cool. Um, Couple things, music mainly, music for sure. But it's funny that I'm a musician and most of my trade takes place at night, but I want to get up in the morning. I'm getting up earlier, it's 7 and I've been getting up at 6. I just love the morning. I do. Just love the mornings. So anyway, let's talk music and maybe a few other things at the end. I have not been watching a lot of videos. It's just funny how it goes, cyclical. I see there's a lot of activity, and I love seeing that there's a lot of activity. I just can't, I'm not up on everybody's videos. Just don't feel like sitting here watching a whole lot right now. Got a lot going on, but I love the vibe in general of the vinyl community. Just there's a tangible vibe. I feel you guys, even when I'm not watching. I'm doing things. I'm traveling the city. The vinyl community is in my head. You guys mean a lot to me. Even you folks that I have not actually connected with personally. Your presence here is very important. Keep it going, folks. Um, a person I want to directly shout out because he's someone that I hope that I can get over to Sweden and meet you is Anders in Stockholm. Whatever happened to Christopher? That's interesting how people come and go. That's the way life is. But I really, really like you, Anders. You can just tell that you are a person that I would really enjoy your company. One of the things I like about you that I can tell by the way you talk is you really listen to music. I mean, you dissect. Well, maybe that's not the word, but you dive in to the music, which is something I do, especially when I'm in the mood and have the time. I like to lose time while listening to music and just go into what is happening. And so I wasn't surprised at all at your reaction to that Henry Cow album. When I bought the first Henry Cow album, it took me probably a year to get into it. I didn't like it at first, and it was indecipherable for the longest time. Then when I finally got it, it was like, okay, I dig this. But that is far from their best work. The one that you'll appreciate, I'm pretty certain. I don't know that you'll have a mind-blowing experience at this point in time, but the one that you'll probably say, "Oh, okay, this is what they're talking about," is In Praise of Learning. This is their masterwork. I can also doubly say, after hearing you talk about the Art Zoe that you bought, very nice clear vinyl, by the way, that yeah, this is what you'll dig this. This is their best, most accomplished work. Um, Western Works, which is not much talked about in their discography, which comes after this, is also really, really good. So those are the two. But this is the one that really gives you something to wrap your head around and to study. This is fantastic. Henry Cow in Praise of Learning. So that's for Anders, okay? I can't remember if it's see, there's so many people with handles like Final Vinyl Fury, Vinyl Flesh, Vinyl Fist that I get them confused. But someone with a handle similar to that asked me if I would show my Keith Jarrett, and so I will. And I just have a bit because Keith Jarrett has a lot of records, and I like his playing, but I don't endeavor to collect him mainly because he's so prolific, and he's also the sort of type of musician who's made so many records that have been bought by so many people that you can find them cheaply. And so when I find records of his cheaply I will still buy them, okay? So I'll just show what I have. Some of these I'm not as familiar with as others. I will tell you the ones that I really love out of here. First we have New Dance with Jan Garbarek, Paul Danielson, and John Christensen. Keith Jarrett has made a ton of recordings with these European jazz musicians, so they communicate well when they play. Generally speaking, if you're looking for a quality listening experience, just purely and simply, you'll get that by listening to these musicians play together. Are there different calibers of performances? Obviously so, yeah. Which ones are the best? I'm not sure I'm the one to tell you. I know the ones I like the best. Eyes of the Heart. Now, honestly, here's one that I've had forever that I still am not very familiar with. And no, I won't put it on right now because I'm actually, I have some plans for this morning. Here's one I like, In the Light. Can't describe it to you right now, but I just remember this is one that I remember really liking this one well. A lot of these are on ECM. He's been on many different labels, though. This one is called Invocations, the Moth and the Flame. What do we got here? Like I said, I pick these up when I can, and some of these okay, this is pipe organ, soprano, saxophone. Some of these recordings of his I find the most interesting, and when I get to it, I'll show you the one that I really, really love. This is beautiful down here. Is this Luminescence? Yeah, composed by Keith Jarrett with Jan Garber playing primarily. And this is beautiful. Nice debossed cover there too. Yeah, these guys work together really well, Jarrett and Garber. Sacred Hymns, Keith Jarrett on piano. Once again, these sort of things when he does stuff like this, it's like when he kind of loses his head, which is what I like about him. It's like you listen to this music and you it'll be like when when you're like trying to start a campfire and when the flames finally catch. That's what I like about Keith Jarrett. Is it's really, really evident to me when it catches fire. It's like, whoa, brother's gone now. I'm going with him. Here's one that I love. Staircase. This is one of my favorites. This is one that I know. It's a double album on ECM. Haven't played it in a while, but I know from memory. This is excellent. Excellent. Most of these are gatefolds and just don't feel like going through all the opening up and putting the stuff back. This is probably my favorite Keith Jarrett album of all of them. And he's not even playing piano or straight jazz. I think this album is amazing, and I don't think hardly anyone has heard it. Hymns and Spears by Keith Jarrett on organ. This is a spiritual, fantastic album. This is my favorite. I've played this more than any other Keith Jarrett album. It's a double album. There's a couple sides on here in particular. He's like playing some kind of church pipe organ. He's recorded it on the Carl Joseph Reap Baroque organ in Ottoburen, West Germany. It's quite an organ sound because you can hear that they're recording the sound of the entire church to get the sound of this organ. But he hits a couple of tracks here where he is madly inspired, and it makes my skin tingle. It is so powerful. It is so spiritual to me. This is my favorite Keith Jarrett album. Kind of unusual, huh? This is the most intense thing I've ever heard by him, but he has so many records I haven't heard all this stuff. I've heard a lot. That's my favorite. If anything, this is the one. I think this is the one to get. This is amazing. Another one of his best albums for me, and I think it's generally acclaimed and regarded, yeah, this is one of his most inspired works, is the Cologne Concert. I also have this on CD. This is absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. Even if you didn't know the story behind the concert, whether the story is true or not, I'm sure it is. This is so inspired. So inspired. Supposedly the story is that he had just gotten into Europe, short on rest, just really a wreck, and just came directly to the hall to do the concert and just laid it out. And that's what you hear. Whether the story is true or not, what you hear is that's the sound of it, is somebody just laying it out. Bearing his soul. This is super intense. Highly recommended. Another beautiful album is Arbor Zena. This is just beautiful. Sounds just like the cover. Beautiful. Beautiful. I saw Keith Jarrett when he was touring about the time of this album. Magnificent concert with Dewey Redman and Charlie Hayden and Paul Motion on drums. Lord have mercy. And they played some of this material, Death in the Flower. That was definitely a musical high point of the concerts I've seen, and I've seen a bunch. Seeing Keith Jarrett with Paul Motion, Dewey Redman, Charlie Hayden, I have to shout them all out because the way they played together was mesmerizing. Music in the hands of masters, there's nothing like it. Ruta and Daicha. This is duets with Jack DeJohnette. This is wonderful. Wunderbar. Wunderbar. Last two I have, this is back. He's made a bunch of records in the early days on Columbia Records and Atlantic Records. Don't have any of the Atlantic Records. I'd kind of like to get some of them. But I have this one on Columbia, Expectations. And this is where he's forming his voice. He's still kind of messing around a little bit with R&B and stuff. You know what I mean? Kind of an urban type of approach. This is worth having. And then solo concerts, 3-record set, Bremen, Lausanne. This again is well worth it. Generally speaking, Keith Jarrett does not waste your time when he goes to play the piano. Okay, he has so many records though that I think that you could probably come across a few where they're less exciting than others. But generally speaking, anything by Keith Jarrett is going to be worth it. This was one of my finds of last year. I found this last year. Look at the shape it's in. The records are in perfect condition. As I showed you, it's got the booklet. 3 records. Let me just pull them already. 3 albums on ECM. Nice plastic liners that came with. This was $3. That's the kind of shopping I like to do. $3 for this bad boy. That's the kind of shopping I like to do. A couple of just comments here because it's early. Yesterday, Jeff, Record Man, came over. We didn't make a video because he brought one of his girlfriends over. She's not his girlfriend, but she is. She's like a soulmate. Alice, I love her too. She's a sweet woman, and she's very, very attractive, a beautiful woman. Not in the classic TV way, but in the, if you see, all you got to do is see her eyes, number one, and your knees go to jelly. But it's interesting. I've been in this phase where it seems like, I'm just really attracting a lot of physical attention, and it was fun. We didn't make a video because we were too busy having fun, and Alice couldn't keep her hands off me. Jeff knows this is all true. You won't mind me saying we had so much fun. And so I kind of flipped it back to her a little bit. And we were having so much fun. She had just gotten her hair cut by Jeff. He does a great, great job. But Alice is sexy as hell, and, we were just, she was in a teasing mood. We were all in kind of a teasing mood. She kept poking Jeff in his nuts and shit, and next thing you know, we're talking about her boobs, and she's pushing them up, and she had a low cut top, and it's fun, what I'm saying? She's sewing these boobs, and my dick's getting hard and shit, and I'm just being honest. I guess what I'm thinking about is I think about everything a lot, and I think about the recent posts I've had about sex and stuff, and the discussion is just, again, it just popped in my mind how ludicrous it is that we have to talk about, that we even have to be concerned about what people are attracted to. You know what I'm saying? It's just like with Alice. It's like the woman's hot. I don't have to think about it. The body reacts. You know what I'm saying? It's natural. You know what I'm saying? We had so much fun. She was funny. It was really, it's just fun. You know what I'm saying? We don't choose. You know what I'm saying? I think what we do is we get scared by things we feel, and then we choose to ignore it and suppress it because, God forbid, if somebody found out that I was feeling that, man, I have no respect for that. Okay, so I just want to put that out there again. I want to say again that black and white thinking is fucked. Okay, and one more thing about heinous, hateful behavior. Um, and I want to shout out to the boy Ellis, because Henry, I understand you, even though I haven't met you. And tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think I am. You say that you love to hate. I understand that. Because actually, Henry, I'm the same way. I just don't say it like that. Tell me if I'm not, tell me if I'm wrong. But I think what you're talking about is this. You love people, but you hate bullshit. You hate behavior. I love people, but I hate stupid behavior. I hate ignorance. You know what I'm saying? And as much as I love people, I would I would crack a lot of heads if it was left up to me in a loving way. I would bitch slap the hell out of a whole lot of dumb motherfuckers. And that is what I see as you calling it hate. It's not that you hate these people. It's just that, what is wrong with you dumb crack of motherfuckers? I don't mean that racial. It just fell out. I'm saying like Cracker Barrel. Just really just dummies, you know, and I equate hate and hateful behavior with that. I cannot equate hateful behavior with intelligence. All I can think is that, intelligent people who do hateful things must really be sick. And that reminds me of something that happened in the news locally that I just heard about it on the news this morning, and it just broke my heart. Something that is proliferating in my city, and maybe in yours too, is what we call community gardens. People are getting back to the idea that it makes sense to garden and grow your own food. And what's been happening is that there are community gardens where communities of people are banding together and growing these big gardens, and what I really like about them is how they're pulling children in and teaching gardening. And this is really focused, this one in particular I'm about to talk about is really focused on children's involvement. Well, something, over the weekend here in the Memorial Day weekend, someone went to this garden on the north side, community garden, and ripped it all up. The plants were already coming up. They literally, and these plants, this garden, it's very public. It's grown by children. That's who you see working in this garden, being monitored mostly by adults as children. Some heinous, hateful, unloving, sad, pathetic excuse of a human went down and destroyed all of the plots that the kids had grown. It makes steam come out of my ears. I want to scream and cry. This is the kind of human behavior that I hate. And I wish that I could get a hold of those people to try and help them heal. Yes, part of me wants to kick their asses from here to China, but I know that's not the answer. That's probably why they did it, because that's what happened to them, is they got their asses kicked. Or something fucked up, and look at what they're doing. That stuff makes me insane. And it goes on. I don't know, so I just wanted to say that about you, Henry. Am I even close, or are you really a hater? I really don't think so. I see through it. You are a deep, deep, loving, wonderful man. And I'll go ahead and say this: if there are certain people here in the VC who I get impressions of, and some people, it's like if you were to gather together a group to face some odds where there's going to be some heavy shit coming down and you need a team to back your ass up, a couple people that come to mind right away that I would want on my team, first and foremost, is Cool Ranch Dressing, River and Shelley. I would want those two. I would want you guys on my team helping me navigate shit. I shared that with you actually in a personal message, River. I just vibe you, bro. Another person would be you, Henry, to the boy Ellis. You just make me I feel you. There's other people who are probably like this. I don't recognize it yet, but I can see that you guys are some scrappy motherfuckers, and you could take some people on. And am I saying that about myself? Well, I know it about myself because I've had to face it. I'm not a tough guy. I just know that when the shit hits the fan, you know, before lights are out, I'll do what I have to do. And you strike me as those kind of people. There's other people that probably have those qualities, but you people come to mind right away. And I'm just throwing out some love to you, Henry, actually. Feeling you about losing your grandma. Bless you, my friend. Okay, people, I probably babbled enough here. I hope that hope things are well for you. I read all the comments. I respond to some. I don't respond to all, but I read them all. I love you all. So much to say. Always so much to say. Talk to you again.